I'm Victoria and this is What Victoria Read. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, as you can see from the title of the video, we are going to do my May TBR. Now, just a quick disclaimer before we get into the video, as you can probably hear in my voice, at the time of filming this, I have just got over COVID. My April wrap-up vlog thing will be up on Sunday, and you can see the whole saga of what happened to me this month. But yeah, I'm still getting over it. I've also woken up today with what sounds like a cold, so we're doing really well. So I apologise in advance if I sound weird, and also if I have to occasionally stop filming to either sneeze or cough, because this is the reality we're living with. So, May TBR, I can't believe I'm setting my May TBR already. The last couple of months I have just read the next 6 books. See, I told you I was going to cough. On my TBR to try and kind of work down some of the older books, which has been fine, but I was starting to feel a little bit stale with the way I'm doing my TBRs. If you've not watched my channel before, I prefer to play games basically to choose my TBR or have other people do it for me because I am that lazy. So this month I decided to ask for some scavenger hunt prompts on Twitter and Instagram and set my TBR that way. I've also got a video coming later in the month where I'll be using some of the prompts that I didn't use to recommend books, because I thought that would be fun. So that will be coming later in May. But today, as I said, we're going to do my TBR. So, sorry. This will be fun when I'm trying to teach next week. I have 2 books that I need to read that are separate from the TBR that Twitter and Instagram chose for me. So let's do those first. The first is my book for my reread pile for the month. I have a reread TBR for 2022, which I'm choosing one book from each month. And for May, I've decided to go with The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. This is very, very well known. It's basically the story of Achilles, and I don't know if I'm saying this right because I feel like I hear people say it differently. Patroclus, someone correct me please. And their love story basically. This was the first, I think, was this her debut? I feel like this was her debut. Yes, this was her debut. I've also read Circe by Madeline Miller, and I always say that I prefer Circe, so I want to reread this because this is one I read first and see if I'm right. I am also obsessed with this edition. What is this? It's a Bloomsbury one. It's the Bloomsbury Modern Classics, and it's beautiful. It's got like French flaps, all of that. So anyway, that is going to be my reread book for May. I need to keep reminding myself of which month I'm supposed to be talking about. Then I've got an ARC to read that was sent to me by Book Break, which is The Favour by Nora Murphy. This comes out in June. Does it say specifically when in June? Which is why I'm reading it obviously in May. Yeah. So yeah, this comes out in June. I don't think it says specifically which date. But leaving would be dangerous, staying could be worse. And it just says, Leah and McKenna have never met, although they have parallel lives. Driving past McKenna's house one night, Leah sees what she knows only too well from her own marriage. McKenna's perfect husband is not what he seems. Leah understands better than anyone what's inside a home can be more dangerous than what's outside. She decides to keep an eye out for McKenna until one night she intervenes. Leah and McKenna... oh my goodness. Leah and McKenna have never met, but they will. Dum dum dum. So yeah, I don't know if this is a debut. I don't think I've ever read a Nora Murphy. It doesn't say much. But I am intrigued. So there's that one. Then we're getting into the actual prompts that you guys picked for me. So I've got 6 books. I've got 3 from Instagram, 3 from Twitter. And I'm just going to obviously run through them. I've got my notes here as ever. Super professional. Okay, so the first one, so my lovely friend Kat from Brews and Reviews was the first person to respond, and I just took like the first ones that came through. She sent me a few different prompts, but the one that I went with was books with vines on the cover, because I've had this stunning book on my shelf for literally months now. Was this a birthday present? Oh no, I'm not sure it was. And for some reason, and then Molly's come to join the chaotic party, for some reason I've been avoiding it, even though I've read 2 books, I think, by this author, and now she's scratching the scratching post. That's all right, Mars, we'll just wait for you. She throws her whole body into it. She's really into it. Okay, she's gone. She's done. Yeah, I've read 2 books by this author. Really enjoyed both of them. This looks stunning. Sounds really interesting. I don't know why I've been avoiding it. So, oh, for goodness sake. It's got vines on the cover. And that is Mrs. England by Stacey Halls. And this was gifted to me by the lovely Gavin from How to Train Your Gavin, which is really kind of him. And it's got all these beautiful like finds and stuff on this beautiful, beautiful cover. And this is about a nanny, I think, who goes to, it's historical fiction, that's what Stacey Halls writes. So we are in West Yorkshire in 1904, and a nanny goes to this house to look after these a rich family's children, and there is something wrong with Mrs. England, and I think it's about trying to work out what's going on in the house. So yeah, I'm intrigued for this one, and it's beautiful, and it's got vines on the cover, so we're going to pick it up. I don't know, oh, for goodness sake, I don't know why I've been avoiding it, but for some reason I've been intimidated, so we're going to give it a go this month. Then I had prompt number 2 was from, so the one from Kat was from Twitter, and then on Instagram, who said, oh, okay, so Laura said a book with a word connected to time, and this I found really hard, and then I decided to stretch that prompt so thinly you can see through it, because I've gone with One by One by Ruth Ware. I feel like one, obviously it's a number, it's a time, it feels like we're counting down kind of vibes. I don't know, I didn't have anything else, and I've wanted to read this for a while. Again, I think this was from Olivia Savannah for Christmas. This year just gone, 2021. She sent me 2 books. This was one of them. I'm so intrigued by this book. I've read, I think, all of Ruth Ware, and she's either for me a 2-star or a 5-star. There's very little in between. So I'm intrigued by this one, and I've heard mixed things. So it's a luxury chalet, the opportunity of lifetime until guests start to disappear one by one. And I think it's a kind of retelling of Agatha Christie's And Then There Were None, which I loved. So yeah, I'm really intrigued by this, and we will see how we go on. It's another very cool cover. I love this kind of purpley colour as well. So yes, there's that one. Then back over to Twitter. So Mel, so a book fiend named Mel, sent me she sent me quite a few ones, really good ones. You'll see them in the other video. She sent me the prompt, book with house in the title, and I knew as soon as I saw that prompt what I was going to choose, even though this is a really, really new book and I feel a bit naughty, but this is my TBR, I can do what I like. And that is Still House Lake by Rachel Kane. This was recommended to me by Leanne at Literary Divergence, who thinks that it will creep me out and I will love it. And it was gifted to me by Laura, who sent me the One by One prompt, who is Laura and Her Bookish Thoughts on Instagram. And this one is a woman whose husband is accused of being a serial killer. He goes to prison. She moves to Still House Lake, I guess, to get away. And then bodies start showing up in the same way that her husband was killing, I think. And it's that kind of, it says, just when she's starting to feel at ease in her new identity, a body turns up in the lake and threatening letters start arriving with an all too familiar address. Gwen Proctor must keep friends close and enemies at bay to avoid being exposed, or watch her kids fall victim to a killer who takes pleasure in tormenting her. One thing is certain, she's learnt how to fight evil, and she'll never stop. Ba, ba, ba. And yeah, it just sounds really cool and tense, and I'm up for it. Okay, book number 4, Aoife from Pretty Purple Polka Dots. This is on Instagram. Said favourite colour on the cover, and I found this really hard because my favourite colour changes intermittently, but I do love green. And then I was looking through my covers. Cats are now playing. This video is such a mess, I do apologise. I'll probably still post it though, let's be fair. I saw this cover, and I really love books that have got like embroidered or look like they're embroidered on the cover. I just think it's really cool and interesting. And again, this book has been on my shelf for quite a while. So this is Pride and Premeditation by Tirzah Price. This I think was a birthday present. Yes, from Mary Among Stories. I think this is it says at the top, a Jane Austen murder mystery. And to be honest, this has been on my TBR so long, I've kind of forgotten all about it. It says on the inside, Pride and Prejudice gets a murder mystery makeover in the new series based on Jane Austen's most beloved books. So yeah, we'll kind of take, I think that's probably all I want to know. Moles is now here. You coming? No. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all I want to know about this one before I go in. But, you know, this cover, look at like the horse and cart up here. It's so beautiful. And then you've got like creepy little details like this knife with the drop of blood coming off it. And again, it's been on my shelves for ages, and and for some reason I'm not picking it up. So this month is the month. Next, I've got 2 more. So the last one over on Twitter was Hannah, who gave me the prompt of sparkles. So again, this book has been on my TBR for a while. I feel like it's the hype that slightly put me off with this one, but we're going to pick it up this month. And also, I was looking at my stack and I was like, okay, I've already got a couple of historical fiction, a couple of thrillers, I've got a literary fiction. I need some middle grade. So I went for Amari and the Night Brothers by B.B. Alston. This is one of those books that Gavin from How to Train Gavin has been talking about for what feels like forever. And again, this is gifted to me by Laura. Laura and her bookish thoughts. Thank you so much for this, Laura. And I don't know loads about this because I feel like with middle grade, I kind of just want to go in blind. I love the sprayed edges. This blue is beautiful. But I've heard it's like a cross between A Magic School and Men in Black. So Amari Peters knows 3 things. Her brother Quentin has gone missing. No one will talk about it. His mysterious job holds a clue. And then a strange invitation arrives. Amari has the chance to join the Magical Bureau of Supernatural Affairs, completing missions in a world where mermaids, aliens and magicians are real, and her roommate is a were-dragon. Secrets and surprises await Amari as she discovers her own rare and dangerous magical power, and soon she realises that the Bureau could hold the key to finding her brother. All she has to do is pass 3 tryouts. So yeah, I think this will be really fun. Jack's in now as well. It's all happening today. I think this will be really fun and it's definitely time to pick it up. And then the last prompt, which came from Instagram, was Hilary at Melted Books, one of my favourite people and creators. Anyone that I've mentioned will be linked in the description as always. She gave me the prompt of red and gold on the cover. Red and silver on the cover. I think I've written it down wrong here, which is ideal. So I really struggled with this. With red and silver. Red and gold, I had one book, which is what I've chosen. But I didn't quite meet that prompt, but I really liked it, which is why I chose it. And also, like I said, having looked at my stack, I was like, I need some non-fiction in here. So I have decided to pick up, this is Jack running up and down, he's trying to get Moles to play with him, who was not interested. This is Brown Girl Like Me by Jaspreet Kaur. This was sent to me by Book Break this month in exchange for an honest review. And I just think that this looks so interesting. It says on the back, every day, brown women are resisting, challenging and thriving. But where are their stories? Where are the ordinary stories of daughters and granddaughters, women like us? Brown Girl Like Me is the essential guidebook on how to deal with growing up brown, female, marginalised and opinionated. Brilliant research and expansive, this book explores topics as diverse as mental health, periods, cultural appropriation and love. It is a powerful manifesto for the empowerment of brown women and girls everywhere. And I just think this sounds so interesting. And as I said, I don't think you've seen the clip yet because the vlog's coming the weekend. But I'm really interested. I'm always trying to read more experiences outside of my own, and I also have a few students of mine who may well benefit from this, so I'm going to have a little read and then it'll probably end up in my classroom library. So yes, that is the final book in the stack for May. So let's lean over. These are the 8 books on my May TBR. I've been averaging around about 10 to 12 books a month, so there'll probably be others. And if you've been following me on Instagram and Twitter, you'll know that I'm currently obsessed with the series, but I'm not putting those books officially on this TBR because these ones are the priority. So we will see what happens in May. In April, I've been mood reading quite a bit, as you'll see from the vlog that's coming on Sunday. But we will see what I get to in May. This is what I'm aiming for. Apologies again for this very chaotic video today. I will probably still just post it because that's how we roll around here. If you got to this point in the video, leave me some kind of like vine or plant emoji because I really love that cover for Mrs. England. So yes, please subscribe if you'd like more of this chaos, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks everyone. Bye.